My name is Fatima Begum, and I'm going to be starting the group presentation for Team Blue. Our topic was the belief that good and evil spirits bring health and illness. I decided to specify in the differences between black magic and white magic and the effects that they individually and combined have on our health. Before the pre-civilization era, a lot of people thought that illness and sickness was derived from black magic. And black magic is supposed to be similar to devil worshipping because it's when you use evil spirits to cause harm upon another person. Black magic is very popular in the South Asian culture, and it still is today. Sometimes when a person becomes unexplainably ill, they say that it's due to black magic. Many of the reasons why people use black magic is through jealousy, to inflict harm upon another person. The evil spirits that are used to conduct black magic in South Asian culture are called jinns and ufris. The difference between a jinn and an ufri is that a jinn is supposed to be a higher evil spirit, like closer to the devil, and an ufri attaches itself to you. And they're very hard to get rid of. Sometimes the more black magic there is, there'll be more than one evil spirit attached to the person. Black magic in the South Asian culture is known as Kala Jadoo or Jadoo Tona, and it's usually done by a tantric. And however, a lot of people decide to practice black magic in their home. And black magic is it's usually set up in which there's a lot of candles, dim lighting. There's a lot of animal sacrifices done during black magic, and people use identifiers to identify black magic. For example, if you suspect that somebody has done black magic on you, you would burn a bay leaf on the stove, and once you reach the end of the bay leaf, if the bay leaf was to turn red, then that's an indicator that somebody has done black magic upon you or your family. Or you would place a lime in the corner of the room, and if the lime was to turn red overnight, then that's also an indicator that there is an evil spirit there due to black magic. A lot of people use home remedies to get rid of black magic. For example, praying on a plate of salt and blowing it onto the person that is ill is supposed to get rid of the evil spirits. However, a lot of people go to spiritual healers to get rid of the black magic, and that is called white magic. Oftentimes, the spiritual healer would give a talisman to the person, or if the black magic was really harmful, then they would perform a prayer overnight with the person to protect them from the evil spirits. White magic is supposed to be the antidote to black magic because it counteracts what has been done. Oftentimes, white magic is derived from spiritual books like the Holy Bible, the Quran, or the Torah. And even after a person is supposed to be healed from black magic, they still wear talismans to protect the evil spirits from returning. There's always been a constant fight between black magic and white magic, and even in today's world, a lot of people believe that when they become ill, it could be a sign of black magic. Even for some of the diseases and disorders that we come to think of, like schizophrenia or even getting the flu, a lot of people say that I'm healthy, I'm not going to get the flu, and when they suddenly do, they believe that it's because somebody was jealous of them and caused black magic on them. It's important for us nurses to be aware of this practice today because even though this started in the pre-civilization era, a lot of people still believe in black magic. For example, if you have a patient from the South Asian culture who's wearing a talisman, they are never to remove that talisman. So when you were to give that patient a bed bath, it's important to be aware to work around that because we have to respect the patient's cultural and religious aspects. The most important thing about this is that even though we as nurses do not believe in black magic, we have to respect other people's cultures and their ideas. Therefore, it's important us to be aware of all cultures and the different aspects of the way a person can become ill.
Hi, my name is Enzina Gibaldi, and I'll be presenting the topic of the evil eye. The evil eye concept has been around for many centuries. There are many different versions of the evil eye in various cultures, but what all of them have in common is that they will bring sickness or even death upon you. In nearly all ancient societies, disease and death were attributed to the workings of malevolent beings, spirits, or forces. The Italian version of the evil eye is called mal ocho, while in the Spanish version it's called mal de ojo. Areas of the world that believe in the evil eye are Mediterranean nations like Italy and Greece, Arab countries, Spain and Portugal, India, Latin America, especially Brazil and Semitic cultures. The evil eye is not found in sub-African nations or among Native Americans, or in those people of Central and South America who do not have influence by Spanish or Portuguese culture. The evil eye is a very ancient superstition characterized by the belief that certain individuals could give an admiring gaze, which then causes another person, animal or plant or property even to become ill or die. The possessor of the gaze is most frequently, but not always, an older single woman. The cursed victim is often a baby or young child because they are considered the most vulnerable. Each culture has its own way of protection against the evil eye, but what they mostly all have in common is that they wear some sort of amulet to protect themselves. Amulets and ornaments usually have an eye design. These are generally colored blue, which is the favorite color for repelling the evil eye. In Italian culture, they wear a gold horn to protect themselves, while in the Middle East and Africa, they wear something that's called the hand of Hamza, Hasma, and that's their way of protecting themselves. There are other ways to protect the evil eye that does not involve wearing an amulet. For example, Native Americans of South and Central America perform purification ceremonies and hold festivals for cleansing and to ward off the evil eye. Signs and symptoms. Signs and symptoms include headache, gastrointestinal symptoms, fever, chills, convulsions, and even death may occur. Another theory is that milk-filled breasts of a new mother may dry up, or if the cow is affected by the evil eye, its milk production may cease. In Italian culture, you may confirm the diagnosis of evil eye, which is called mal ocho, by dripping olive oil into a saucer of water and noting its dispersion. The cure. Each culture has its own ritual to heal the ill as well. In Italian culture, while reciting special prayers, they repeat the ritual a few times until the oil formed a satisfactory non-eye appearance. In Spanish culture, it's customary to roll a raw egg over the child or affected person to absorb the negative energy. Evil eye has been around for many centuries and ties into the idea that spirits can bring health or illness.
Hello, my name is Casper Okran. I'm going to talk to you about the concept of spirit from Ghana. When you ask people what spirits are, they give you various answers. First and foremost, they consider God as a spirit, the most powerful spirit. God is omniscient, omnipotent, and for that reason, we cannot blame God. We cannot attribute anything that happens to us to God. On the contrary, God Almighty has various spirits that work under Him. We have the God of the seas, we have Mother Earth, we have the Sun God, which all work for what God will do. Mother Earth help people have good harvest. The Sun God makes sure that when there is too much rain, it shines to make the land a little dry for good harvest. One other form of spirit that we have in our tradition is the soul of our ancestors. When our beloved ones die, they just don't die. Beyond the graves, they commune with us. They administer justice. They punish us for things that we do wrong. They bring bad luck, they bring good luck to us as well. So, whenever there is any event in the society, we call on our ancestors to partake. Not everybody who dies qualifies to be an ancestor. If, for instance, you die childless, you're not considered an ancestor. Rather, when you die, they grind pepper and give an animal to you. The reason they do that is we have to propagate, and you not having gotten married failed to propagate, and for that reason society wouldn't want you. There is yet another realm of spirit, those that we call witches. Witches are well known to cause harm. They bring death, they bring illness. In our society, whenever there is death, we try to find out why someone has died. And often it is the fetish priest who determines what has happened. Often a time, when the fetish priest says that such and such a person is responsible for this person's death, the person who is deemed a witch is ostracized from the society. They have a special place they go to, a village that is far from where they have lived. They go there and they commune with other people who have been characterized as witches. They have to undergo various forms of purification in order to integrate into that new society of witches. In sum, we know that in our tradition we have God, who is the supreme being. We cannot blame God. Also, God has other deputies who work for him. Those deputies, as I said before, are God of the earth, God of the sun. We have thousands and thousands of God. Also, we've seen that we have our ancestral spirits. They continue to live with us. They live among us. They commune with us. And lastly, we've seen that we have witches who are human beings just like we are, but theirs is to cause harm. And when they are caught, they are ostracized from the society.
Hello, my name is Jung Park. Today I'm going to talk about exorcism. First, definition. Second, religious view. Third, scientific view. Fourth, psychology versus religion. Exorcism is the act of casting out an evil spirit or demon from a person or animal who might pose a threat to themselves or to other people around them. It is usually performed by a religious leader, such as a priest. Religious view. In Christianity, an exorcism is the practice of casting out demons from a person. Christ himself has performed exorcism multiple times. Two of the examples are, first, Matthew 17:14-21, where a boy was foamed at the mouth and the gnashed teeth was exorcised. Second example, Mark 51-20, where a man was possessed by a demon named Legion, and it was cast out of the man into a herd of pigs who then threw themselves in the sea. Signs of demonic possession include multiple personality, violence, and self-mutilation. They also declare lies and deceive others. Possession occurs through demons, whom the Bible states in Matthew 26:41 are fallen angels. Some Christians encourage exorcism to be practiced regularly when a person is possessed. Others believe that the demons are actually the biblical way of portraying physical and psychological abnormalities. Second, scientific view. Demonic possession is a valid psychiatric or medical diagnosis. People who are believed to be possessed by demons typically show symptoms such as hysteria, mania, and epilepsy. These symptoms are similar to those who had schizophrenia and Tourette syndrome. The act of exorcism usually works for people who believe in the power of suggestion and the placebo effect. People who claim to be possessed are usually 18 to 24, which is a typical age range where schizophrenia is the most common. Psychology versus religion. The symptoms of typical demon possession can be explained by psychological illness. Tourette syndrome causes physical and vocal outbursts, and schizophrenia causes hallucinations and violent behavior. These are the same signs that a person shows if they are believed to be possessed by a demon. Some said that the people who claimed to be possessed by a demon said that they are because they want attention from others since they have low self-esteem and experience narcissism. Conclusion. Exorcism has been a large part of Christian culture since the biblical times. Many religious leaders, even though unrelated to Christianity, have performed exorcisms. Exorcism may be helpful to some people but harmful to others. In the case that a patient is violent, they are usually forcefully tied down for the exorcism to continue. From the scientific point of view, exorcism is merely an act. A patient believes that they are possessed, and so the exorcism works because of the placebo effect. But those who actual psychological symptoms might not be demon possessed. Instead, they show signs of schizophrenia or Tourette syndrome, so they must be treated medically. Exorcism is viewed as an effective way to treat a mental illness, so the person performed it should consult a specialist in the area. Thank you.